to go over my June TBR. Now some of the books that I have on this list I am ordering, so it's kind of like a tentative TBR, because I'm not 100% certain when some of them will be getting here, so it's like a June slash this whole summer TBR basically. I might do another video at some point next month or something going over what else I want to read possibly, but yeah, so this is kind of like a tentative thing. I do have some physical books, but other than that, this TBR is a little bit different, just because of everything that has been going on. I ended up taking a really good hard look at what I read. I reorganized my shelves again and kind of looked through all of my books, and I realized that out of like 600 something books, only about like 30 that I own are by a person of color. The majority of what I own are by white authors. I do have also a sizable chunk of books that are about a POC character, but is still by like a white author, and I don't really know what to count that as exactly. But yeah, I thought I was a lot more diverse in my reading, but I definitely am not, and that is definitely something that I want to try to be better at in the future. So that is kind of what my like I said, my tentative summer TBR is all about, is trying to kind of expand my horizons a little bit more. And I do want to read at some point the nonfiction books that a lot of people are recommending to read, but for right now, trying to kind of stick with various works of fiction. So we'll just kind of look at what I've got for this month. So of the books that I already physically owned, of the ones that were unread, I had 4 that were like not by white people. So one of them reads more like a textbook, so I kind of didn't include that just because I know that one is probably going to take me like 4-5 months to get through, just because it's fascinating, but it's also very dry. So I looked at my other 3 books that I have right here, and they are basically The Reader, which is book 1 of Sea of Ink and Gold by Tracy Chee. I got this in a one of my book orders, I think either the last one I had or maybe the one before. I've been eyeing this for a while. It is about a girl who exists in a world where reading is completely unheard of, and then she finds the book. And the back says that everything changes when she finds the book. It is the one thing that can save her. It is the one thing that can destroy her. And other than that, I have no idea what this is about, and that is pretty exciting actually, because I don't really know what to expect at all. But it definitely does sound like it's a fantasy, but looks pretty cool. So that's the first one on my list. And then I have The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini, and this I thought was a nonfiction book, just because we didn't watch the whole film made off of it in school, but when I was in college, I think it was in like my history class, we ended up, or maybe it was, no, it was my politics class, we ended up watching a couple of clips of this. So I don't know, for some reason I thought it was like a nonfiction, but then I kind of looked more at it and it is not. It is a work of fiction. But it sounds like it has potential to be very heartbreaking, but also just a really good story. So I don't know a ton about it, except that it is about a young man who used to live in the Middle East, and then when he, let me see, I think it's Pakistan. It is Pakistan, I believe. No, Afghanistan. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It is in Afghanistan. And it is told through, I believe, a bunch of flashbacks to like his childhood, but then also growing up in the Middle East, but then also present day, where he's trying to find the son of his old childhood best friend or something like that. Like I said, I don't really know too much about it, but I do want to read this. So that's next. And then following that is Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I also do not know too much about this except what's on the back, which just sounds like it's kind of like a love story. Of course. But I think I got this like 3 or 4 years ago for a reading challenge that I was trying to complete, and I ended up never getting around to reading it. So it's about time that I actually cracked this open. Let me see. Other than that, I did have a couple of books that I read previously in college that I wanted to reread. One of them being A Raisin in the Sun, which is a play by Lorraine Hansberry, and I already finished rereading that. And the other was Beloved by Toni Morrison, and I have to get that copy from my parents' house, but yes, I would also like to reread that one. And then recently, within like the past couple of months actually, I've been hearing this series be really praised going around like BookTube. It's the Reluctant Royals series, and I am a sucker for a romance story, so I'm pretty excited to dig into these. The first of which I already started. I'm just like 2 chapters in, and I really like it so far. It's the first book, A Princess in Theory, and so far so good. I haven't gotten to what the prince is like yet. Just some of the like third-hand things I'm hearing, I'm not too impressed, but like he might be way nicer than he's seeming with like emails. But it's pretty cool. And then the second book is A Duke by Default, which has a Scottish guy in it, and that's my like crack, so there you go. And then their last book is A Prince on Paper, and these sound awesome. Oh, and I'm sorry, they are by Alyssa Cole. So this I know I'm definitely going to read these this month. And then other than that, I am almost finished with Northern Borders by Howard Frank Mosher. I started this like, I don't know, the last week or so of May. So I would like to finish this out. I do not have that much left. I'm like, I don't know, 3 chapters away from the end. So I do want to finish that this month. And then the books that I was mentioning as my tentative TBR for this month are ones that I've ordered. And I ordered these online. I got them off of a list. first of all, I got some of them off of a list of important books to read by Black authors, and then I found the shops to buy them from off of a list of Black-owned bookshops to support. So if I figure out how to do this, because if you haven't noticed by now, I suck at technology, I'm gonna try to leave the links to them in the description box below, so you can see the list too. So I'm gonna try to do that, but basically I found a couple of bookstores that had their online shops. Not all of the bookstores on the list had online shops listed. I'm not entirely sure if that means they do not have online shopping at all, or if the list just didn't include it, but I went with 2 shops that had the websites right on there, and one is called the Frugal Bookstore, which is in Massachusetts. I think it's in Roxbury, and then the other bookstore is SO1 Books, and they are in Los Angeles. So the books that I ordered that I'm pretty excited about are Kindred by Octavia Butler, which has actually been on my big official Goodreads TBR list for a while because it's like a time travel and I'm all about that. And then also is The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, Hidden Figures by Margaret Lee Shetterly. I'm so sorry, I can barely read my own writing. I think it's Shetterly. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou, which I know a lot of people usually get assigned that in like school, but that was not one of the books we were ever assigned. Then Dreams of My Father by President Obama, Almost American Girls by Robin Ha, which is a illustrated memoir, and also both because it is by a Black author, but also because June is Pride Month. I also ordered All Boys Aren't Blue, which sounds pretty cool. I believe that is also a memoir of sorts. And then I also discovered a mystery series, which is the Leonid McGill mystery series, and it's all about like this old school private eye in like New York City, and it sounds pretty cool. And the first book is The Long Fall, and those are by Walter Mosley, so I wanted to check those out because I love mysteries. So that would finish it out for this month. For my TBR, like I said, some of them I'm waiting on their arrival. Whenever they arrive, I'll probably make another little video, a little mini haul thing to kind of show them off and talk more about like what they're about. So I'll be doing that. If you guys have any more recommendations of books that I could read, please put them down below. I do want to read more anti-racist nonfiction in the future, but I figure that right now I could start with some fiction. So that is that. And let's see, I think that is it, guys. That's my plans for this summer, is just a ton more reading like usual. I'm gonna try to come at you with some more videos, hopefully, trying to come up with ideas of different stuff to do other than just, 5 million book tags. But yeah. Alright, well, I've got lots of reading to do, and hope that you all are staying safe out there, staying informed, and enjoying your own reading. Bye, guys.